Good morning, all. Today I'm going to take the session Tsunami. Tsunami is one of the worst natural disaster that can hit a country. Tsunami means harbor wave, also known as a seismic sea wave. Tsunamis are popularly called tidal waves, but they actually have nothing to do with the tides. These waves, which often affect distant shores, originate by rapid displacement of water from the lake or the sea, either by seismic activity, landslides, volcanic eruptions, or large meteoroid impacts. Whatever the cause, maybe seawater is displaced with a violent motion and swells up, ultimately surging over land with great destructive power. The effect of a tsunami can be unnoticeable or even destructive. What is a tsunami? Tsunami is the devastating impact of seismic sea waves and the series of water waves caused by the displacement of a large volume of a body of water, generally an ocean. It's a very long wavelength of wave of water that is generated by sudden displacement of the sea floor or disruption of any body of standing water. Tsunami are sometimes called seismic sea waves, although they can be generated by mechanisms other than earthquakes. Tsunami have also been called tidal waves, but this term should not be used because they are not in any way related to the tides of the earth. Because tsunami occur suddenly, often without warning, they are extremely dangerous to coastal communities. Next, physical characteristics of tsunami. All type of waves, including tsunami, have a wavelength, a wave height, an amplitude, frequency or period, and a velocity. Wavelength is defined as the distance between two identical points on a wave. Normal ocean waves have wavelengths of about 100 meters. Tsunami have much longer wavelengths, usually measured in kilometers and up to 500 kilometers. Next, wave height refers to the distance between the trough of the wave and the crest or peak of the wave. And next, wave amplitude refers to the height of the wave above the still water line. Usually, this is equal to half the wave height. Tsunami can have variable wave height and amplitude that depends on water depth, as we shall see in a moment. And wave frequency or period is the amount of time it takes for one full wavelength to pass a stationary point. Next, wave velocity is the speed of the wave. Velocities of normal ocean wave are about 90 km per hour, while tsunami have velocities up to 950 km per hour and thus move much more rapidly across ocean basins. The velocity of any wave is equal to the wavelength divided by the wave period. Tsunami are characterized as shallow water waves. These are different from the waves most of us have observed on the beach, which are caused by the wind blowing across the ocean's surface. Wind generated waves usually have period time between two successive waves of 5 to 20 seconds and a wavelength of 100 to 200 meters. A tsunami can have a period in the range of 10 minutes to 2 hours and wavelengths greater than 500 km. Next, how tsunami are generated. The geological movements that cause tsunamis are produced in three major ways. The most common of these are fault movements on the seafloor accompanied by an earthquake. They release huge amount of energy and have the capacity to cross oceans. And the degree of movement depends on how fast the earthquake occurs and how much water is displaced. Tsunami are waves caused by sudden movement of the ocean surface due to earthquakes, landslides on the sea floor, land slumping into the ocean, large volcanic eruption. The second most common cause of the tsunami is a landslide, either occurring underwater or originating above the sea and then plunging into the water. Next, there is an average of two destructive tsunami per year in the Pacific Basin. Pacific wave tsunami is a rare phenomenon occurring every 10 to 12 years on the average. Most of these tsunamis are generated by earthquakes that cause displacement of the seafloor, but as well as we shall see, tsunami can be generated by volcanic eruptions, landslides, underwater explosion, and meteorite impacts. Next, earthquakes cause tsunami by causing a disturbance of the seafloor. Thus, earthquakes that occur along coastlines or anywhere beneath the oceans can generate tsunami. The size of the tsunami is usually related to the size of the earthquake, with larger tsunami generated by larger earthquake, but the sense of the displacement is also important. Tsunami are generally only formed when an earthquake causes vertical displacement of the seafloor. And next is volcanic eruption. Volcanoes that occur along coastal zone, like in Japan and island area, throughout the world, can cause several effects that may generate a tsunami. Explosive eruption can rapidly embrace Explosive eruptions can rapidly embrace pyroclastic flows into the water, landslides, and debris. Avalanches produced by eruptions can rapidly move into water, and collapse of volcanoes to form calderas can suddenly displace the water. Landslides moving into oceans can also generate tsunami. Most such landslides are generated by earthquake or volcanic eruption. Next, underwater explosion. Nuclear testing by the United States in the Marshall Islands in the 1940s and 1950s also generated tsunami. Next, meteorite impacts. While no historic examples of meteorite impacts are known to have produced a tsunami, the apparent impacts of a meteorite at the end of the Cretaceous period, about 65 million years ago, near the tip of what is now the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, produced tsunami. Next, general characteristics of tsunami. A tsunami can have a period in the range of 10 minutes to 2 hours and wavelengths greater than 500 km. A wave is characterized as a shallow water wave when the ratio of the water depth and wavelength is very small. Tsunami differs from ordinary ocean waves, which are produced by wind blowing over water. The tsunami travel much faster than ordinary waves. And compared to normal wave speed of 100 kilometers per hour, tsunami in the deep water of the ocean may travel the speed of a jet airplane at 100 kilometers per hour. And yet, in spite of the speed, tsunami increases the water height only 30 to 45 centimeter and often passes unnoticed by ships at sea. And the effects of tsunami are hitting the shoreline, loss of human and animal life, increasing instant death, injury, and illness, and millions of dollars in financial loss, loss of livelihood. It's possible for a tsunami to consist of 10 or more waves, which is then termed as tsunami wave train. The waves follow each other 5 to 90 minutes apart. Tsunami normally a huge wall of water enters the mainland. Next, predictability. There are two distinct types of tsunami warning. First of all, international tsunami warning system, and next is regional warning system. Tsunamis have occurred in all the oceans and the Mediterranean Sea, but the great majority of them have occurred in the Pacific Ocean. Since scientists cannot exactly predict earthquakes, they also cannot exactly predict when a tsunami will be generated. And in International Tsunami Warning System, shortly after the Hilo tsunami, the Pacific Tsunami Warning System (PTWS) was developed with its operational center at the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. So the PTWC is able to alert countries several hours before the tsunami strikes. In regional warning system, it uses seismic data about nearby earthquake to determine if there is a possible local threat of a tsunami. Such systems are capable enough to provide warning to the general public in less than 15 minutes. In India, the Survey of India maintains a tide gauge network along the coast of India. The gauges are located in major ports, and apart from the tide gauge, tsunami can be detected with the help of radars. In 2004, Indian Ocean Tsunami recorded data from four radars and recorded the height of tsunami waves 2 hours after the earthquake. The next is mitigation of risk and hazards. The main damage from tsunami comes from the destructive nature of the waves themselves. Secondary effects include the debris acting as projectiles, which then run into other objects, erosion that can undermine the foundations of structures built along coastlines, and fires that result from disruption of gas and electrical lines. And also, tertiary effects include loss of crops and water and electrical system, which can lead to famine and disease. Typical adverse effects are local tsunami events or those less than 30 minutes from the source cause the majority of damage. The force of the water can raise everything in its path. It is normally the flooding effect of the tsunami that causes major destruction to the human settlements, roads, infrastructure, thereby disrupting the normal functioning of the society. State planning and land management. Within the broader framework of comprehensive plan, state planning determines the location, configuration, and density of development on particular sites and is therefore an important tool in reducing tsunami risk. In areas where it is not feasible to restrict land to open space uses, other land use planning measures can be used. This includes strategically controlling the type of development and uses allowed in hazard area and avoiding high value and high occupancy uses to the greatest degree possible. And next is engineering structures. Most of the habitation of the fishing community is seen in the coastal area. The houses constructed by them are mainly of lightweight materials without any engineering inputs. Therefore, there is an urgent need to educate the community about the good construction practices that they should adopt, such as site selection and construct the structure on a higher ground level with respect to mean sea level, and also construction of water breakers to reduce the velocity of waves, and use of water and corrosion resistant material for construction, and construct the structure on a higher ground level. Next is flood management. Flooding will result from a tsunami. Tsunami waves will flood the coastal areas. Flood mitigation measures could be incorporated. And next is plan for a tsunami. Develop a family disaster plan. Tsunami specific planning should include learn about tsunami risk in your community. So contact your local emergency management office or Red Cross chapter. Find out if your home, school, or workplace or other frequently visited location are in tsunami hazard area. Next is what to do when a tsunami warning is issued. Listen to a radio or Coast Guard emergency frequency station or other reliable source for updated emergency information. Authorities will issue a warning only if they believe there is a real threat from tsunami. During the tsunami, move inland to higher ground immediately and stay there. Search and rescue people and act immediately to give and evacuate road to safe area and emergency operations and act as a disaster nurse providing immediate assistance and try to give first aid to serve the people, and also a shelter can be provided while you wait for all clear before returning to the coast. Take your disaster supplies kit. Having supplies will make you more comfortable during the evacuation and get to higher ground as far inland as possible. Officials cannot reliably predict either the height or local effects of tsunamis. Watching a tsunami from the beach or cliffs could put you in grave danger. If you can see the wave, you are too close to escape it. And return home only after local officials tell you it is safe. A tsunami is a series of waves that may continue for an hours, and do not assume that after one wave the danger is over. The next wave may be larger than the first one. Next is what to do after a tsunami. Have to collect the bodies or stay away from a damaged area until officials say it is safe to go back, and stay away from debris in the water. It could cause health and safety risk, and arrange the health center, and continues listening to the radio, and also help injured or trapped person, give first aid where appropriate, and call for help, and do not move seriously injured person unless they are immediate danger of further injury, and help a neighbor who may require special assistance, and also use the telephone only for emergency call. Telephone lines are frequently overwhelmed in disaster situation, and also arrange the shelter to help the reduce the spreading of all disease by tsunami, and to help the cleaning the environment and increasing the confidence of the community after the disaster, and arrange the centers for learning and counseling programs to affected people, and check food and water supplies. Any food that has come in contact with flood water should be thrown out because it may be contaminated, and help a neighbor who may require special assistance, and do not move seriously injured person unless they are immediate danger of further injury, and use battery powered lanterns or flashlights when examining buildings, and battery powered lighting is the safest and easiest preventing fire hazard for the user, occupant, and building. The next is recovery, the long term outcome of a disaster when restoration efforts are in addition to regular services, returning the community to normal, allocate the temporary houses and long term medical care and counseling and social security, and help to increasing infrastructure, healthcare, and rehabilitation,